Alright, and now we're seeing Hiya putting some pressure on Leta. He's got a little bit of a containment, or at least he's going to set up for some sort of containment. He's putting pressure on Leta's front door. This is Leta versus Hiya, Sparkyz versus Oz in week 1 of the 9-10 Pro League season. It looks like Hiya has a little bit of an army advantage just because Leta's been playing catch up, and maybe he's not going to go for this containment. But Leta has been able to do a lot of damage with those two wraiths that are out in the field. He's trying to even up the economic difference that he lost from that early, proxy barracks cheese that didn't work out really at all. But those wraiths have been a saving grace. And now it looks like, yes, it looks like Hiya's put up a pretty, a decent contain. He's got a little bit of an army advantage. He's going to trap Leta into his two bases right now and just try to further cement his economic lead. Oh, and now he's even going for his third expansion, so Hiya is really putting a lot of pressure on Leta, and it's really the ball's in Leta's court to break out of this and come up with a big win. And if anybody can do it, Leta can. Last season, Leta was just amazing. He had, I think, a 70%, 71% win rate last season in the Pro League, and in addition to that, he's 65% overall lifetime in TVT. Back here again, still doing damage with those two wraiths, getting another couple of SEV kills. But even all of those kills by that SEV, 10 total now, is not going to really do enough damage if Hiya is able to put up his third expansion without Leta contesting it. Oh, and wow, oh no, sorry, I thought that was a fourth base. His third base is scouted out by those wraiths, and maybe even delayed for a little while. Yeah, it will be delayed for a little while. And Leta's actually sending in some vultures to go and continue their harassment. He's laying some mines on his way, so this is a pretty nice job by Leta to slow down Hiya's economy to keep himself into the game. I feel like most teams, when they come off of the off-season, they really hope for an easy first game. They'd like to play Eastro right now, just so you can hopefully get an easy win, build some momentum through the rest of the season. Sparkyz, however, has no such luck. Oh, and Leta in here with now just 4 vultures now. He's getting a good number of kills, but Hiya has a Goliath and a couple of tanks there to clean that up. But still a pretty decent harassment by Leta. But like I was saying, it'd be nice to just build some momentum off of an easy win, but Sparkyz doesn't get that look. They're going up against Oz, who was the silver medalist last year in the championship, lost to some really great play by SKT1. But they're still a huge force to contend with, and it's a tough first week draw, really. Now it looks like Leta's getting some dropships. He's going to continue his harass. He's going to drop some vultures into this natural expansion, or maybe he's going all the way to the main base. Yes, he's going all the way to the main base, drops down 2, 3, 4, all 4 vultures into the main base of Hiya. So these 4 vultures laying down some mines as they go to slow down any reinforcement troops, but he's going to be able to get a good number of SEV kills and continue to slow down the economy of Hiya. Excuse me right there, and it looks like Leta is getting his third base too, so he is going to be able to try to keep this economy pretty close. So he's not quite as far in the hole as I thought he was after that first failed harassment. Hiya still has a bit of a contain, a very long containment wall with siege tanks, met by a very long anti-containment defensive, I guess would be the proper word, defensive line of siege tanks for Leta. And those two Wraiths are still out there doing damage. 13 kills for that Wraith. Very hero Wraith. It finally goes down to a scan and some Goliaths, and I think Leta's not paying attention to these. He lets both of his Wraiths die. At the same time, he is moving up with his tanks. It looks like he's going to try to break this containment from Hiya. Doing a good job, breaks down the first wall, but I don't know if he has enough tanks to really break down Hiya's defense. Hiya just has such a big army right now that, you know, Leta's in a little bit of trouble, and it looks like he's going to be maybe rebuilding those Wraiths to try to continue that harassment. I don't think he wanted to lose those Wraiths at this point. You know, later on he might not care so much, but right now he still needs those. He still needs those Wraiths. He almost drops his spider mine to kill out a group of 3 tanks. But Hiya now senses that he's got an army lead, and he's going to try to push into Leta's front door. He's trying to take the bridge. He's moving up slowly in a nice slow Terran push. Got a couple of Goliaths to take some initial shots while his tanks do a lot of the work. And doing a great job of just unsieging, creeping forward a little bit, and keeping his tanks together in small groups. And now he's actually moving across the ramp, and Leta's forced to pull some SCVs off the line to help defend this. It looks like he is going to be able to clear that out, but just barely, and Hiya's in a really great position right now. Leta is trying to do some catch-up. He's putting down a 4th expansion. Maybe he even is putting down a 5th, or posturing to take down a 5th in the southwest position. I can't tell, but it looks like on the mini-map he at least has something there. Maybe that's just a spider mine. But Hiya is coming in now, and he is continuing to put pressure on Leta, bringing a lot of forces in. And this is what I was talking about with this map. It looks like to protect this base, Leta is actually dropping in some units at his 3rd expansion. It's a really long way away, and you know, with that semi-containment that Hiya's got going on, it's going to be hard for him to get defensive truce from there. I don't know if Hiya actually knows about this yet. And wow, Leta's actually bringing a lot of SCVs from his natural expansion to try to do some initial damage to this row of siege tanks that's coming in on him, but not quite enough. He does whittle down the forces to about 4 tanks, but still got a good contain. We're seeing Leta's first-person view here, and you know, just moving real fast. Nothing too special. You don't glean any extra information out of that for that one. Sometimes you get to see that whether or not they've seen a particular thing. And yeah, it looks like here, this is what I was talking about on Hiya's first-person view. He doesn't know about the 3rd expansion of Leta, and he doesn't know about the 4th expansion that has just finished. So he does have an army advantage, and he does currently have an economic lead, but if he lets these bases go up undefended, he's gonna, right, there you go, unharassed, I mean, he's gonna be in a lot of trouble. But there he scans that base. He at least knows about the 3rd base. He might also be thinking that, I don't know, it's a tough idea to think that he might put down a 4th expansion as well, so he's going in to try to kill off this 3rd base right here, trying to flank it. And yeah, Leta's actually forced to bring even more units and dropships. Now it looks like Hiya has scouted out the 4th base as well, so both of his expansions are in trouble. They have been spotted out, but great use of dropships to bring in forces to defend. I thought he was going to just have to let that base die. We see a science facility out for Hiya, so he is looking like he might be pushing this into the late game a little bit. He is at +1 weapons for his ground mech units, but I'm not sure where Leta's upgrades are right now. I'm not sure how that battle is going on. And then we have Hiya posturing to take a 4th base of his own, so he is he's at least going to, yeah, he's going to really try to cement his lead and keep that economic lead going through the late game. Big drop coming in by Leta trying to deny this 4th base But Hiya is getting his own drop ships. This could be a big play. It looks like 5 of them. Those 5 drops, you know, could do a lot of damage to one of these relatively unprotected bases by Leta. And this is going to be a really dramatic moment right here. He comes in, he actually goes directly into the natural expansion and times it with a push on the front door as well. So a great double attack going on by Hiya, and it looks like Leta's just going to be able to hold this. So not quite working out for Hiya, but I think it was a pretty good play in general. But Hiya is in a little bit of trouble actually from losing all of those units without doing enough damage. Right now I think we're gonna take another break, and we will see you in the next part to see the outcome of this game.